Augusta. We're watching News 1226 at 11.
As the city of Aiken continues to grow, we spoke one-on-one with Mayor Teddy Milner on community concerns and how she plans to address these concerns. That conversation is coming up. I want to say good evening. I'm Courtney Hicks. Welcome in. The heat and the humidity. That is the big weather headline of the evening as we bring in First Alert meteorologist Emily Acton. You have been busy all day long telling us about this heat. It is going to be extraordinary, especially for this time of the year. We're talking about triple digits when you talk about that heat index. I am not prepared. I'm prepared because of you, but I'm not prepared because I'm not prepared.
I'm not mentally prepared. I walked from my car into the station. I was already bringing a sweat in my forehead. I'm not ready for this. Like, it's too early, but I mean, relatively speaking, we're about to hit summer. So this is going to be the trend for us for the next couple of months. Right now, we're tracking a shower. This is really our first shower of the day. We did have a few raindrops up by the lake earlier, but this is moving into Hancock County below severe limits right now, but definitely a couple rumbles of thunder there that's going to continue to track northeast, so should be impacting Tolliver County shortly after. Make sure if you do get woken up, again, things are looking below severe limits, just a healthy thunderstorm for us. Overnight tonight, cooling off to right around that 72-degree mark. That's going to be the trend for the next couple of days. We'll wake up with temperatures in the lower 70s. Check this out. We'll already see the 80s by 10 a.m. We'll top off in those lower 90s for us, but going to feel like the triple digits. Just how hot will we get? I'll let you know coming up soon.
Oh, my goodness. All right, we'll stand by. Thank you, Emily. As the city of Aiken's first female mayor, Teddy Milner, has been working to connect with her community in various ways. Mayor Milner held 4 mayor listing tour meetings earlier this year to hear the voices in the community. With that, we bring in your Kennedy Payne, who joins us after having a one-on-one sit-down with Mayor Milner. So how is she going to go about continuing to address the concerns of the community and move the city of Aiken forward, Kennedy?
Yeah, well, Mayor Milner says stepping outside of City Hall and into the community is really helping bridge the divide between City Council and the neighbors they serve. From safety,
specifically Washington Circle off of Hampton, people were concerned because there wasn't enough police presence.
To cameras.
The city has been installing cameras, as many as they can possibly install. That has created a big positive plus.
When it comes to your concerns, Mayor Milner says she's all ears.
I thought it would be a great opportunity for people to get to know me and for me to demystify the mayorship and ask questions about my job and their concerns.
You haven't seen this before in other cities. The city and the residents, it's been like, you're over here, we're over here. You come together, you reach out. We're a community, we're all together in this.
In Aiken, growth isn't just measured in new buildings. For many, it's how well the town holds on to its roots.
I think the downtown is what we really are going to be excited about, with finally choosing someone to repurpose the hotel. As always, the Fairfield Street Bridge was a big question mark. We're stuck, but we're going to move forward, and hopefully soon.
I do have some concerns, and especially on the development, try to maintain an equal balance of growth, but also remaining the integrity of the small town and the wildlife and space and farms around.
Milner says it's a delicate balance, but one she's committed to keep Aiken feeling like home.
I think that we're on the right path, trying to keep it responsible. We are focusing on having the north side become more inhabited with homes, and hopefully they'll enable a grocery chain to come in.
And Mayor Milner says she'll be holding more listening tours in the future and would like to hear from you about what schedule works best. She says her next focus is actually hearing from younger generations and also downtown businesses. And Bob Van Pelt says he's happy with this approach, but says the next step is getting more city leaders involved.
Indeed, very interesting to hear from Mayor Milner. Sometimes don't hear from her enough, and I love the fact that she wants to get out there and have these one-on-ones, especially in an environment like this where sometimes we don't see our politicians enough as we should. So it's really good to hear that from her, and thank thanks for that report tonight. We appreciate you. As Kennedy just mentioned, Mayor Milner is expected to start another listening tour. That should be right around September. We'll keep you posted on those dates and times. All right, the Orangeburg County Sheriff's Office says attempted murder suspect, 18-year-old Sincere Gibbs, is in custody. Gibbs spent roughly 3 months on the run after officials say he injured 7 people when he shot into a crowd back in March. A $10,000 reward was offered in connection to the case. Deputies say Gibbs was out on bond for armed robbery and removed his ankle monitor before the shooting. New details tonight on what caused the fiery accident that brought down the old Valcouse Road Bridge, closing I-20. SC DOT said a 2-vehicle crash at 3:40 Saturday morning involving a car and a gas tanker is what led to those flames. It is expected to take about 9 months to a year to rebuild the bridge. You can see more of that damage and take a full look at our coverage from over the weekend on Wrdw.com. And it's been nearly 5 days since 65-year-old Susan Rhodes went missing in North Augusta, and today we're learning new details about the search. The missing persons report from the Augusta Department of Public Safety shedding light on the time frame between the car accident and when the search actually started. Officials were with Rhodes' roommate, talking to her on the phone. Rhodes confirmed she was suffering from medical issues while on the phone. Now, the report says she was, quote, sounding confused and disoriented. This is video today of our Sky 12 drone showing the billboard for Rhodes, who remains missing. Anyone with information can call the number that you see there on your screen. And the man suspected of posing as a police officer while shooting a Minnesota lawmaker and wounding another is facing state federal charges tonight. Vance Belter was arrested yesterday near his home in Minneapolis. Jennifer Mayerly reports.
Vance Belter made an initial court appearance Monday, facing charges including murder in the shooting death of Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband in their suburban Minneapolis home. During the rampage early Saturday, authorities say Belter, disguised as a police officer, first drove up to State Senator John Hoffman's house, where he shot and wounded Hoffman and his wife.
Belter wore a black tactical vest and body armor. He carried a flashlight and a Beretta 9mm handgun. He also wore a hyper-realistic silicone mask.
Acting U.S. Attorney Joseph Thompson says security camera footage shows Belter knocking on the door and repeatedly shouting, "This is the police, open the door." But Hoffman realized Belter was not an officer.
When Senator Hoffman attempted to push Belter out and stop him from entering his home, Belter shot him repeatedly. Belter then shot Ms. Hoffman.
Prosecutors say Belter went to the homes of 2 more lawmakers on the night of the shootings. One was away on vacation, and the suspect left the other house after police approached him, believing he was an officer dispatched to the scene.
It is a frightening time we are living in. Political violence is prevalent, and the way we talk to and about each other has raised the temperature to unfathomable levels.
Police captured Belter Sunday after an intensive manhunt. Authorities say they recovered 5 additional firearms from the suspect's vehicle and a notebook with more than 45 lawmakers' names. Jennifer Mayerly, CBS News, Minneapolis.
And Minnesota State Senator John Hoffman and his wife, mentioned in that piece there, who were first targeted, survived the shooting and remain hospitalized. Happening now, one of the temporary lane closures near Ferry Road is in progress. This is a look at the closure between North Bel Air Road and Bridlewood Trail. The closure started at 6 this evening and continues until 6 in the morning. It runs from now until Friday, along with a closure at the intersection of Culbreth Drive and Riverside Drive. That is to install a pipe and will be closed this week from 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. Emily?
Well, we have a heavy thunderstorm impacting portions of Hancock County, and that's going to continue to move north and east, but we have a very hot work weekend story. That's the main weather story. I'll have an update on what all you can expect coming up.
Also coming up, airstrikes continue between Israel and Iran. We get the latest details after the break.
At Parker's Kitchen, we go big, like our huge, crunchy, juicy, never frozen chicken tenders with an extra large serving of Parker's signature sauce. At Parker's Kitchen. Parker's Kitchen.
It's a great way to start your day with us. I'm Cliff Bennett.
And I'm Mary Klingler on Morning Mix.
Each day, we'll start you off by looking at the latest events.
And talking to the great people that make the CSRA the place to be.
Morning Mix, weekday mornings on News 12 and 26.
It's check. Back.
Now, your first alert weather with meteorologist Emily Acton.
Well, we've had a very hot afternoon, and that's going to be the trend for the next 7 days at least. It's going to extend further than that, but we've been telling everybody, make sure you drink plenty of water, wear light clothing, and something else I want to bring your attention to is your furry friends. You maybe have a schedule where you walk the dog after work, but make sure that you check the pavement temperatures. Asphalt will feel like 140 when the temperature is right around 93, which is going to be pretty average for the next couple of days. Concrete right around 125, way too hot for your pet's paws. So again, wait until the sun starts to set. Really after 7:30 is going to be the best time, or early in the morning for us. That's going to be the best time to walk your furry friend. But right now we're tracking a little bit of rainfall in our area. Hancock County has a thunderstorm at the moment that's continuing to push east northeast, so should not impact too much of the CSRA. But again, some of our northern counties will see some showers and thunderstorms this evening. Overnight tonight, things are looking calm. Here's tomorrow afternoon, a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. Again, not widespread, but you could see an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Wednesday starting off dry, and then we'll warm up in the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, but we could run into an isolated shower again for your Wednesday afternoon. It looks like, though, the most coverage is going to come tomorrow and Thursday. I'm anticipating us to see a little bit more scattered like showers and thunderstorms late in the evening and into the overnight. So that's why it's kind of flowing into that Friday there, coverage-wise. So again, tomorrow and Thursday look to be our best chance of rain, but you still can't rule out a shower Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday. We're in those summer months, and so an afternoon shower is just kind of an unspoken thing that's going to happen throughout the next couple of months. Something else that's going to be a trend is those heat index values. We're going to feel like the triple digits throughout the work week. Check out Saturday, going to feel like 108. Very hot work week in store for us. Again, those temperatures in the lower to middle 90s, but going to feel like the triple digits. So make sure you're staying hydrated and take breaks if you have any plans outdoors. But again, we are tracking some rainfall chances for your Tuesday and Thursday, Juneteenth. A lot of outdoor activities, and a lot of people are wanting to get outdoors this weekend as well. Going to be very hot for us. Saturday's high 95, Sunday's high 96.
All righty. Thank you, Emily. Iran escalating its missile. Alrighty, and back here at home, we have a News 12 safety alert for you this evening from Grovetown. Starting July 1st, the city says it is changing the way emergency calls will be handled, meaning you will have to update anything that automatically calls for Grovetown emergency services. Any alarm systems, auto dialers, or medical devices, those calls will now be managed by the Columbia County Center. Calling 911 will work as normal. You can still call the non-emergency line as well. We have more details on the changes at WRDW.com. And as we head to break, here's a live look at Dallas, Texas, and of course your winning lottery numbers. Good luck to you. We'll be right back.
What's with all the goats? Goat. George's outstanding attorney team?
After you've been injured in a car crash, call George Sink Injury Lawyers and get the GOAT on your side. Hurt? Call all nines now.
turning to the way private schools are organized in Georgia athletics. Coming up in sports, your Joseph Doring takes a look at this hot topic. Stay with us.
Hey guys, there's something I want to talk to you
Today, or shop online at GeraldJonesMazda.com.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. On your sideline, sponsored by Chandler Law Firm.
GHSA reclassification remains a hot topic across the Peach State. Several private schools see it as a major disadvantage, while much of the GHSA committee sees it as a level playing field for every Georgia high school. For context, last year the GHSA voted to create new divisions for private schools in classes 1A through 3A to compete in, following years worth of private school domination in the postseason. Under the new model, public and private don't meet in the 1A through 3A playoffs. For smaller schools like Aquinas right here in Augusta, the reclassification hasn't been nearly as impactful yet, but it's certainly a developing issue across the state.
You know, we haven't been too terribly upset with it. Of course, we'd love to be playing schools with our same enrollment, but at the same time, we do get it. You know, there is schools, private schools that get a ton of transfers, but at the flip side of the coin, there's public schools that get a ton of transfers too. So I don't know what the answer is.
A proposal by the GHSA Reclassification Committee to separate private schools based on athletic performance has been tabled until October. If it fails to pass, the current model could stand all the way through 2028. Happening just down the road from us this week, Coach Dip and AU hosting their annual basketball academy. Over 150 kids from ages 6 through 17 getting the chance to work on their skills. Former and current Jags are in attendance working alongside the next generation of Hoopers. And Saturday was a night to remember for Augusta's very own Malcolm Wellmaker. The machine knocked out his way to victory once again. Aaron Ladd has the story from State Farm Arena.
Well, it didn't take long for Augusta, Georgia to make its presence felt here from Saturday's UFC Fight Night in downtown Atlanta. The machine, Malcolm Wellmaker, makes quick work of Chris Mutino in the prelims. His second straight first-round knockout, continuing to ascend his name up the bantamweight rankings.
In my heart, I 100% knew I was going to knock him out. You know, I have absolute belief, not just in my power, but my precision and my timing, and my ability to find that shot and set it up on anybody willing to play that game with me. And Chris, I knew, was going to be willing to play that game with me.
Wellmaker says his tone was set before he even stepped foot in the octagon, picking between a lot of Atlanta classics for his pre-fight walk-up song, which gave an ode to an Atlanta legend.
Every bit of nerves I had when that song dropped went away, because it was like I was having a party. You know, I saw the crowd, how interactive they was with every lyric from the song. I almost was gassed from how much I was jumping and partying on the way to the octagon, man. You know, the bros that live in Atlanta are the guys that I've been friends with since I've been ratchet. But I'm going to keep my cornermen with me. They going to keep me out of trouble, but yes, we getting ratchet tonight.
After Wellmaker gets ratchet and enjoys this latest win here in downtown Atlanta, he's going to head back to Augusta, recoup with his team, and try to push his way onto a UFC pay-per-view card. From State Farm Arena, I'm Aaron Ladd, Atlanta News First.
Also from Saturday, the top pitching prospect for the Atlanta Braves made his debut in Gwinnett. Didier Fuentes is only 19 years old, making him the youngest pitcher to ever appear in a game in Stripers history. He might be young, but he sure made a lot of veterans miss at the plate. Fuentes went almost 5 innings, giving up only 1 run, no walks, and striking out 6 batters. Speaking of your Atlanta Braves, they've got a grueling 13-game stretch starting Tuesday night in New York. The next off day for the club, not until the final day of June. In fact, that's their only day off for the next 20 days. The Braves currently sit 8 games below 500, and if there was ever a time for the team to make a push, it needs to start on Tuesday.
Time and temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team.
The News 1226 First Alert Radar Net.
With up to 10 times the resolution of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down to your street.
First just got faster.
Right now it brings.
Well, here's a look at the next 7 days for us. Pretty consistent across the board. We'll see highs in the lower 90s throughout the work week. We have a couple chances for showers there Tuesday and again on Thursday. So make sure you are prepared for those showers and be prepared for the heat Once we get into the weekend, we'll see 95 come Saturday, 96 Sunday and Monday. Those overnight lows are going to stay pretty consistent in the lower 70s, but the official start of summer is Friday. There's really not a better way to start summer than 95, 96 for us. So just be prepared for the heat. We're going to feel about 10 degrees above what the actual temperature is. So that means we're going to feel like 103, 105, even 108 on Saturday. So stay hydrated, stay cool, and download that First Alert Weather app so you know when rain is detected in your area.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Emily. And thank you for joining us. Have a good evening, and we will see you back here soon. Take care.
Since 1980.